What's up guys, today we're going to be talking about a new game that just came out today called Foul Play. This is a side-scrolling beat-em-up game that actually has a lot of character, and I'm really happy that I got the chance to play through it. And the game is overall pretty fun. Now you can actually see at the bottom of the screen there's actually a crowd, and the crowd is there because this is actually a play, and that develops a lot into its humor. And now we can actually see that they're doing a few opening dialogues to start off the story. And the story is actually really fun to listen to as well. Now, I personally like to call the story The Adventure of the Pringles Potato Man, but that's not my choice. This is actually another character with his sidekick, Mr. Scamplick. I always forget these two guys' names, but it doesn't really matter. Not really. I think they are both very memorable characters for sure, though. The main character is very, bounding, and the side character is very cool, calm, and collective. And they're both very memorable and very cool. Unfortunately, we won't be only playing as the main character because we're playing in single player. Now, it just plays like you would think as any beat 'em up plays, and it actually is pretty good. Now, you're probably going to commonly refer to this with Castle Crashers. It's very similar to Castle Crashers, but it does have some differences. Castle Crashers is actually up to a 4-player co-op, while this is only 2. Now, nobody's saying we have to, but if we did have to compare the two and decide which one was better, I would have to choose this game. Not only is the story a little more compelling and funny, it's just an overall smooth game. It just fits well, and how it plays is just a lot better than Castle Crashers. Now, there are different gameplay mechanics that we'll see here in a moment that change that and make it a different game. One of the things is that there's no health bar at all. It actually has nothing relative to health in the game. Since it's a play, there's no actual death or risk of death in the game. So instead, we have more of a risk of the show. The game is all about combos and getting a multiplier of combos up, always having flow and being able to know your controls so well that you are able to flow around the screen, getting good combos. Now that is easier said than done, but that's what the game is all about. If you start doing less combos and start getting hit a lot, your moodometer on the top of the screen is going to go down. And when if that happens, it'll call off the show if it gets too low and if the game gets too boring. So basically, you just have to keep a good show for the people watching, and the game will keep on going. Now this seems like a complicated thing that could be difficult, but it's not difficult at all. I played through the entire game and not once did the show end due to a lack of combos. I got really close near the final boss, but that's about it. Know that I'm some expert at this type of genre or this type of game in general. I'm actually really bad at beat 'em ups, but I guess I was able to know the controls enough. It was really simple after all. But besides that, we actually have a few things that help us keep the combos, such as parries and stuff like that. But, parries are usually what you mainly rely on when it comes to getting these bigger combos. But they can be very difficult, especially later in the game. It gets very, very frustrating in my opinion. Because you try to parry something, but 6 other people are attacking you at the same exact time. So it's very, I guess it's inconvenient and just sort of redundant, because I'm trying to parry, but it won't do anything sometimes. And there's 20 other people trying to attack me, but it doesn't let me parry that, because I'm already trying to parry something else. And it just gets annoying. It's hard to explain, but, later in the game you find it out yourself. Now, it is said that this game is really, really repetitive, and in a sense it is. There's really nothing that really changes besides the scenery, and it's just play through the game, beat up guys, and have a good time. It's a really short game, though. It's only 5 to 6 hours if you really extend all the things you can possibly do. You could play through the game, you could do all the challenges, and then you could play it again through co-op, and that may take up 7 or 8 hours of your time. But that's really it. And that's for a 15-hour game. It's not horrible, and I'll leave you with a good impression, but, it could have been a little more. And after all, it may be repetitive, but what beat 'em up game really isn't? I haven't played a beat 'em up game ever that hasn't been incredibly repetitive with its levels. At least the character designs are, unique each time. They just don't do anything different. Now, like I said, there are different challenges. Each level will give you 3 different challenges that you have to aim to complete. And each time you get all 3 challenges completed, you'll get a charm. Now, a charm is something you can equip, and it'll just make the game generally easier. Like, you might get 3 extra combos if you parry with a certain charm, or the moodometer might not drop as fast with the other. And they're just little things that make the game easier just for your extra effort. Now the challenges are really where the difficulty comes in. Everything else is pretty easy until you start trying to do the challenges, and I have a feeling that they actually are a lot easier if you do them with another player with you. I haven't really had the chance to try it out because I don't have anyone around me to try it with, and it does have online co-op, but I just don't have online right now. I actually don't have internet as of recording this. But with all that being said, I really did enjoy playing through the game. There were some points where I did get a little frustrated when trying to do some challenges, but besides that, it was overall a fun experience. It's not too complex to where it's a little annoying, but it's not too simple to where it can get repetitive. It's a perfect length for the amount of simplicity it has. Not only that, but the story is full of good fun and laughs, and it actually does get a little interesting as you go on. There's a lot of jokes and fourth walls to be broken, and I think you'll overall have a good time with it if you enjoy this type of game. If you enjoyed Castle Crashers, I really do suggest you try it out. But that's really all I've had to say about the game. As you can see here, we're still playing through the first level, but I'm gonna cut it off at that. This game is currently on Steam for $15. Comes out today, September 18th. And it's been Zebra. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.